Animal Top 10 Animal Appetites. The author is Joanne Matterson. Introduction. Are you hungry? Every creature needs food to live, but some eat a lot more than others. And what do you think think of as a big meal might be just a snack for some members of the animal world? Just like people, animals need food to give them energy. Some animals eat a lot because they need a lot of energy to survive. Others eat a lot because they have trouble digesting their food. Some animals eat a huge meal and then won't eat again for days. Each animal has its own unique and sometimes unusual way for finding and eating its food. We put together a list of the top 10 animal appetites. Take a look and see why these animals have the biggest appetites on planet Earth. Number 10, the giant panda. A giant panda eats pretty much one thing and one thing only. Bamboo is a giant panda's favorite. Actually, it's the only food. A giant panda will eat between 25 and 40 pounds of bamboo a day. Imagine 40 pounds of food on your dinner plate. Oddly enough, the panda's body is not very good at digesting bamboo. To make matters worse, bamboo does not provide a lot of nutrition. So it takes a lot of bamboo to give the panda the nutrition it needs to survive. Nine, the little brown bat. The little brown bat is a big eater. This flying mammal's favorite food is insects. Little brown bats will eat moths, wasps, beetles, gnats, and mosquitoes. A bat can eat half its own body weight in insects every night. Because little brown bats eat so many mosquitoes, they are good friends to people. These bats are great hunters. They can snatch insects right out of the air or grab them off a tree branch or leaves. These little bats are fast flyers too. A little brown bat can zip along at more than 12 miles an hour. Eight, the caterpillar. From the day it is born, a caterpillar does just one thing. It eats and eats and eats some more. Caterpillars are herbivores. That means they only eat plants. Most caterpillars only eat leaves, but some do eat seeds or flowers. Some caterpillars only eat one kind of a plant. That plant is called a host plant. A butterfly lays its eggs on the host plant. As soon as the eggs hatch, the caterpillar starts to munch. It's nice to have food ready right away. Caterpillars change into butterflies or moths through metamorphosis. After a few weeks, the caterpillar will build a cocoon or chrysalis around its body. Hidden from sight, the caterpillar body will change completely. In time, a butterfly or moth will come out. It takes a lot of energy for a caterpillar to change into a butterfly or moth. That is why caterpillars has to eat so much. 7, the hummingbird. The hummingbird is the smallest bird in the world. Some species of this tiny flyer are just 3 inches long and weigh less than a nickel. The smallest hummingbird is the bee hummingbird. It is only 2 inches long, about the size of a big bee. Hummingbirds are always in motion. They fly, swoop, and dive. Their wings move so fast, about 50 to 200 flaps a second, that these birds can hover in the air like that, like a helicopter. It takes a lot of energy to move so fast all the time. To get that energy, hummingbirds need a lot of food. Hummingbirds sip nectar from flowers. The sweet liquid is almost pure sugar, so it gives the hummingbird a lot of energy. A hummingbird needs to eat half its weight in sugar every day. To do this, the bird flies from flower to flower, licking up nectar with its tongue. A hummingbird's heart beats 1,200 times a minute. Hummingbirds have good eyesight. They look for bright colored flowers to feed on. Many people put the hummingbird feeders filled with red liquid to attract these tiny hungry birds. Six, the python. Imagine swallowing an animal that is bigger than your head. A snake called the python does this all the time. A python is one of the largest snakes in the world. Some species can measure up to 30 feet long. Others are smaller, about 7 feet long. Pythons are carnivores. They will eat almost any animal. Favorite meal includes lizards, monkeys, and antelope. Pythons that live near people will eat pigs and other farm animals. A python kills its prey by constriction. A python grabs its prey with its teeth, then it wraps its body around the animal and squeezes until the animal stops breathing. Once its prey is dead, the snake opens its mouth and slowly swallows the animal whole. The snake can do this because its jaws stretches very wide. Once it has eaten, the python will find a quiet place to go digest its food. It may not eat again for weeks or months. Number 5, the Argentine wide-mouthed frog. This frog has a big mouth. It's easy to see how the Argentine wide-mouthed frog got its name. A female measures about 6.5 inches long. Males are about 4.5 inches long. This frog mouth is about half the size of the whole frog. Argentine wide-mouthed frogs will try to eat anything that comes near their big mouth. This frog sits very still and waits for its prey to come close. Then it grabs the prey in its mouth. The frog's most common foods are insects, rodents, and other frogs. This frog will even try to eat animals that are bigger than the frog itself. Sometimes it even jumps towards its prey. An Argentine frog bites is very painful. The frog doesn't have teeth, but it does have sharp, tooth-like bumps in its mouth. But since this frog is not venomous, its bite cannot kill a person or a large animal. Like their name suggests, Argentine wide-mouthed frogs live in Argentina. They also live in other parts of South America, including Brazil and Uruguay. These frogs live in grasslands where there are lots of insects and rodents to eat. 4, the Tasmanian devil. You may have seen this Tasmanian devil in cartoons. This crazy character is based on a real animal. and the real thing has a big, scary appetite. Tasmanian devils live in Australia. Like many Australian animals, the Tasmanian devil are marsupials. They give birth to tiny babies that are not fully developed. After birth, the babies crawl into a pouch on the mother's body. They nurse on their mother's milk until they stay in the pouch for about 4 months. Tasmanian devils are not very big. They are just about 2 feet long and weigh only 9 to 26 pounds. But don't be fooled. This animal has a big appetite. It eats birds, snakes, fish, and insects. Tasmanian devils are also scavengers that eat dead animals. Nothing goes to waste with the Tasmanian devil. Has a meal. The devil eats every part of the prey's body, including fur, teeth, and bones. If a group of Tasmanian devils gather to eat a dead animal, they will often fight each other for the best parts. You would not want to get into a fight with a Tasmanian devil. This creature has very sharp teeth. When it fights, it hisses, growls, and snaps at its attacker. Tasmanian devils also howl and scream. This is one animal that is not good company at dinner. Number 3, the tiger shark. The great white shark has a bad reputation as a big eater, but the tiger shark has the biggest appetite in the shark family. These sharks will almost eat anything. Tiger sharks live all over the world. They like warm water and are often found near islands such as Hawaii or the Bahamas. They usually stay deep in the water during the day and come out at dusk or after dark to hunt. Almost nothing is safe from a tiger shark. These sharks will eat turtles, birds, fish, seals, and other sharks. They also eat garbage they find in the water. Scientists have found all sorts of things in a tiger shark stomach, including nails, tires, and even car license plates. Being able to eat such a wide range of food helps a tiger shark survive. If an animal only eats one or two kinds of prey, it could starve if its prey disappears. But a tiger shark will always be able to find something to eat. One reason a tiger shark can eat almost anything is the special way it chews its food. Most sharks have sharp teeth that can grab and hold prey. Tiger sharks have 2 rows of 24 teeth. These teeth are shaped to cut and saw. This allows them to crack turtle shells or chew up almost any kind of food, even metal or tires. Number 2, the blue whale. The blue whale is the largest animal in the world. In fact, it is the largest animal that ever lived. Even dinosaurs weren't as big. But here is something weird. This giant creature eats the tiniest food. The size of its prey means that he needs a lot of food to fill the blue whale's stomach. A blue whale can be up to 100 feet long. These giant weighs up to 160 tons. Even baby blue whales are huge. A newborn blue whale is about 23 feet long and weighs 30 tons. A baby eats enough to gain 200 pounds a day. Blue whales do not have teeth. Instead, they have giant plates of baleen in their mouth. A blue whale has hundreds of baleen plates in its jaw. The whale sucks the water and it swims, and then it pushes the water out of the mouth. The baleen strains on the animal are in water for the whale to eat. So what kind of food does the blue whale eat? It eats tiny crustaceans called krill. These krill creatures are only about 2 inches long. A blue whale can eat about 8,000 pounds of krill a day. A blue whale's appetite is not the only big thing about it. This animal's heart is the size of a small car. That heart pumps 10 times of blood through its body. An animal as big as a blue whale could never live on land. Its body would be too heavy to walk, and its lungs and other organs would be crushed by the animal's weight. But the ocean is the perfect home for this giant because the water helps support the animal's amazing weight. Number 1, the pygmy shrew. And now we present the animal with the number 1 appetite, the pygmy shrew. The word pygmy means small, and that's exactly what the pygmy shrew is. These tiny mammals weigh about as much as a penny and are only 2 inches long, including the tail. But these little creatures have an amazing appetite. They are hungry all day long, and they spend most of their time hunting. A pygmy shrew can eat its weight in food every day. That would be like a grizzly bear eating an elk every day, or a kid eating 15 pounds of food at every meal. But since a pygmy shrew is small, its prey is small too. These mammals eat insects, worms, spiders, and snails. The shrew grabs its prey with its sharp front teeth. Then it chews with the flat, crushing teeth in the back of its mouth. A pygmy shrew needs to eat so much because it needs a lot of energy. A resting shrew's heart beats up to 1,000 beats a minute, and it breathes about 800 times a minute. When it moves, a shrew heart and lungs work even harder to get enough energy to survive. A shrew has to eat almost all day long. Shrews don't even get a break in the winter. They cannot build up enough body fat to hibernate, and if they stop eating, they will die. To stay warm in the winter, shrew stays underground under the snow. They can find plenty of insects and worms to eat in the ground. Shrews also grow a thick coat of fur to keep them warm during the cold months. Hungriest animal runners-up: the elephant, the leech, locusts, and a vulture.